to get in here. I just realized I do not have the correct glasses on, but here we are. So I can't jump up and find the right ones. See, they're not the right glasses. So Mercury and Venus are conjunct today. That's a good thing because Mars and Uranus are square. Yeah. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Tomorrow they do start to separate, which is helpful. But today it's the maximum amount of clash. Yesterday as well. Peak in the rash factor, the worldwide rash factor. Rashness is a problem. Overdoing things, being a little bit trigger happy, or likely to push our point to the umpteenth degree. So I was talking to someone last night and I was like, I just feel so bitchy. Like all day, I just feel bitchy. Oh no, night before last. That's what it was. Yeah, night before last. Because it was approaching still, opposite to my sun. And I was like, nobody's done anything to me. I don't have a reason. I have nothing that I can point to. Just extra bitchy. You always want to look at Mars when that comes out of your face, because frequently it's going to be a day when our temperament is a little hot. So yeah, for me it was a little bit of a T-square there all week. So I've been fighting for my equal rights, you could say. We go to town when Mars is in aspect to Mars or the sun. We go to Fight Town. So we have to be careful that we don't go overboard, because we really can create some consequences that actually aren't good for us. Because we act like a toddler. So be careful. So it's really nice to have Mercury and Venus together today. Because although we do have this social tension and these knee-jerk reactions like this, I'm going to do it my way kind of business with Mars-Uranus stuff, our communication and the way that we solve problems is actually pretty nice. And we do have some things coming back around for another look-see, because it's a retrograde Mercury. So a lot of us are, having some important conversations. Nice conversations. Julia, how the trine between Mars and Uranus differs from a square? Because it's flow. We don't experience pushback. We don't experience the conflict that we then assert ourselves against to the maximum degree. We just have an easier time with prioritizing our own energy without getting into trouble, or without reacting in a way that scares people. The square is a little bit off-putting. Oh, Irene, you've got a close relationship between Sun and Mars. Depending on the sign, that can be more or less difficult. I'm sure you know what I mean. So yeah, Adoriana, yes, Mercury conjunct Venus in Pisces is the transit. If you have that natally, then this is a good month for you. It's going to feel really natural. The social processes, the ways that we are connecting, and the particular types of conversations and how we're having it. It's going to be right up your alley. Adoriana, Algol in the picture, big time. Yeah, a lot of people don't take fixed stars into consideration in Western astrology. They do have a thing. They have weight. They are more of a backdrop influence, but they do show, especially in transit, the social peaks and problems that we will have. And Algol is not the easiest fixed star, is it, to contend with? Yeah, Irene, this probably is working for you. Julia, Mars opposite Pluto and Mars also trine Uranus means a person is successful. It definitely means that they are a powerful person that have that. Those are some serious power drives and powerful desires. And the fact that that opposition, which itself can be a pretty big issue to contend with, the fact that it's trying to Uranus, that's the release valve, the escape valve. That's where that tension, when it comes to wanting to be the boss, sometimes at all costs, depending on the sign it's in, because we're either the boss or the bossed, depending on the signs and how strong the ego factor is with Mars. But that trine does help relieve some of the difficulties that can come from confrontation, sometimes misuse of power, uh, pushing people a little bit harder than they would like. Yeah, when we have a good aspect to Uranus, it means that there's social inclusion. So we can avoid some of the worst trouble with that business. Yeah, Ren. Anytime we have the Mars conjunction, opposition, square to Uranus, we typically do experience social tension, and we can even have violence erupt on those days, those weeks. Absolutely. Joelle, well, you know where to find me if you need a whole reading, or we can go through all of that and I can break it down one by one and then weave it all together in a beautiful synthesis. You know where to find me. That is a lot that you're describing. North Node conjunct Pluto at Urania. I do Ranana. I can't see anything, guys. It's not you. It's my aged eyes and the small letters here. North Node conjunct Pluto. That is a lot of cosmic permission to have quite a lot of powerful gains in this lifetime. We can be a social force for extraordinary change with that. Oh, Julia, Mars and Taurus. So Mars is not as aggressive in Taurus. It does have more of a considerate, although stubborn way about it. We don't forget things in Taurus. Laughing Junkie. Yes, I still read birth charts. You can find appointments at my website. I am open. I always forget to ask you guys to like and subscribe and remind you that I am open for appointments because I don't remember to advertise myself very well, and it is to my detriment. So if you guys are interested in learning more or spending more time with me personally, you can definitely find spots on my schedule. And if you are interested in subscribing, I'll remind you about that too. I need you guys to remind me about reminding you to subscribe. North Node conjunct Saturn. That is an interesting placement. Actually, it's better than having South Node conjunct Saturn in terms of difficulty of lessons. North Node conjunct Saturn is similar to North Node conjunct Pluto, but it has less intrigue and less power dynamics in it. Our dharma is to have some kind of authority or an authority figure with Saturn at the North Node. And some of us may not love that because the identity, the rest of the chart, may not have an easy time with assumption of power or authority or taking up space, achieving some status. If the rest of the chart's in agreement and it is more of a materialistic bent or achieving some measure of notoriety is built into the chart, then having Saturn at the North Node can be much, much easier. But I've seen a lot of people that struggle with that one because they have more of a spiritual identity or an identity that's not about a lot of gain, but yet they have this like a mission or dharma to rise to the top, and it can be interesting. So South Node conjunct Pluto, South Node conjunct Saturn. Well, both of them are showing that there's a hard time of gain at the South Node, and both of those planets are about gain. So it is a spiritual life. There is some type of spiritual purpose that we live out with Saturn at the South Node. More of a spiritual authority, or sometimes an authority on poverty. Saturn can be hard at the South Node in terms of getting rich, especially for the wrong reasons, and then being able to keep it. Pluto at the South Node is about outgoing power. The power is going out with it at the South Node. In Aquarius, it's actually a little bit easier to accept that more enlightened attitude about the nature of power. It can be wholly more difficult if it's in signs where Pluto is very strong. But yeah, we're letting go of misuse of power and of generational toxicity with Pluto at the South Node. Julia, when North Node is conjunct Lilith in the natal chart, is that a problematic placement? No, it's not problematic automatically, unless you live in a culture or a place where your hips are supposed to lie, because they ain't lying. With Lilith at the North Node, they moving and shaking and wiggling around as much as they want. Because anything at the North Node is our Dharma. That's our purpose. It's part of our mission. And with Lilith at the North Node, it is our mission to make sure that we receive equal respect and a seat at the table. So depending on who you're living with or around, or what time and place or culture you happen to be in, that could be a difficult placement. Others, no. I mean, if we already are in a place that supports equality and the right to get to be on top, if that's your choice, then Lilith at the North Node can be a rockin' placement. And I just opened up I just announced it tonight, my asteroids course too. And Lilith is the first one we'll be looking at. I posted that here on the link to that right here on posts here on YouTube and also Facebook and Instagram. You can find that as well. Starting, was it? Oh, where's my date? Let me find my date. Sorry, I already forgot. Let me announce it since I'm so good at advertising myself. March 29th to May 17th, 8-week course. We will look at Lilith, then Kali, and Palace-Athene. It'll be fun. And there is a workbook, worksheets. There's quite a lot, a booklet that comes with this course as well. So if you're interested in that, you can find the link right there on posts here on YouTube. And it's also on social media, and I will put a place where you can go to my website as well. Actually, I did. You can go to my website and sign up for that class by going to Truth and Aspect Astrology. I also am running the Foundational Natal Chart course. When was that? Yeah, 44259. And we will be using my natal chart workbook, which is published on Amazon. If you guys want to find that, you can. Okay. Uranus conjunct the ascendant in the first house in Sagittarius. Well, you don't have any problem showing up exactly when you want to, do you, my dear? We do what we want to do when we want to do it with Uranus on the ascendant. And particularly when it's in Sagittarius and has no problem being adventurous. Yeah, that's a lot of individuality that you're leading with. Yeah. Let's just see someone try to make you do something. Okay, guys, I'm going to get going for now. I will post again what I've got coming up in terms of modules and courses, asteroid courses, ready to join. Natal foundational courses, the 101 course is ready to join. And I will announce the other stuff I've got going on as well. Oh, transits of midlife. That is a, what do I have I don't know. I'll figure out the date. I've got it written down somewhere. But that's a workshop that I will announce. If you're going into your mid-30s, might want to listen in on that one. It'll give you an idea about what's to come. Because those midlife transits are no joke. They lay us out. They remind us that although we're not old, we're not exactly young. And we only have so much time to live the life that is of our choosing. So there is some pressure that is wrapped up in those transits. All right, guys, I will see you tomorrow night. I am usually live at this time, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Most nights. I can't make it every night, but I do try to make it when I can. And when I can't, I will let you know. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.